All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's a big day. You got your turkey. I know we've got our turkey. We're excited to spend our time with family. We're grateful for those of you that pay attention or are participating in our fundraiser, trying to raise money here to buy a truck. So, in a second, I'm going to talk about just where we're at financially. I got some cool pictures, though, that I also wanted to show you. We have at least one of the dealers that we're working with sent us over some pictures that are the type of truck we're trying to get. You'll notice this one is a refrigerated truck. This is a 24-foot International. It's got a lift gate on the back. Let me see if I can show you that. See the lift gate? That's really important for us. We don't have a loading dock at the Compassion Center, so the ability to drop a pallet on the asphalt or road and then move that pallet with a pallet jack is important for us. So the lift gate is really important. So they're putting together a quote for a truck like this. This one has been on lease, and it should be available here in December. Let me see if I've got the specs really quickly on what we're looking at. So again, we're trying to raise $80,000 to cover the cost of this type of truck. Whether this is going to be the one or not, I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have the numbers here, and I thought I had them in text message, but they're not there. So if you're new, checking this out, Josh Turansky, pastor of Haven City Church. We run a relief center in Southeast Baltimore. Every month we receive over $1 million of food from at least 5 different sources in the immediate area. There is some amazing access to food that we have. We push that out to families through about 500, 600 families at our relief center. And then we're also taking food and pushing that out if we have excess across Baltimore City. And we've been doing this since actually before COVID started. We just kind of 10x the whole project once we got into COVID. We've been leasing a truck, renting a truck. The rental cost is killing us, and it's probably not the best stewardship. Prices, the supply chain is easing up just a tiny bit, and we're ready to jump into a truck, try to buy one. And so we're asking for help raising $80,000. So as of this morning, we've gotten to the point where we've raised $11,000 as of last night. That's what's been pledged or contributed. That's awesome. I shared yesterday that we're now able to borrow a truck from another food pantry just about 30, 45 minutes away from us. And that also solves a short-term problem with paying. We were paying almost $1,000 a week to rent a truck. And we're a small church, can't afford that, but we feel like God's called us to play this role in our neighborhood with food access. I did want to show you a few things that came out of the planning department here in Baltimore City. This was a report that was done back in 2018. There hasn't been a new update on these numbers since 2018. So it's a little bit outdated, but in Baltimore City or in any city, you have what's called a planning department, right? And a planning department, you often think of like roads and regulations, but a part of a planning department is looking at, can the people who live in our city get easy access to food? And you might have in the past heard the term a food desert. In Baltimore City, we call a food desert a food access priority area. It's more of a positive spin rather than a negative spin. And so a team from Johns Hopkins University, and the planning department put together this report. It's over 50 pages describing kind of here's where the city's at in terms of food. You'll see here, this is starting on page 15, that, where is it here? In the past, these areas have been referred to as food deserts. And so they're talking about a food priority, healthy food priority area. And here's the criteria. This is what's important. the average healthy food availability index score for all food stores is low. So before page 15, they're explaining that number a little bit. The median household income is at or below 185% of the federal poverty level. Over 30% of households have no vehicle available, and the distance to a supermarket is more than a quarter mile. So here's the thing. These 4 criteria go into a database and generate some maps that I'm going to show you here in just a second. But this is what the city's working with to determine where is the greatest need. So here's map number 1, the supply of healthy food. You can see that the purple area is where the healthy food, what did HFAI, I can't remember what it stood for, but a healthy food metric is lower than 9.5, right? And then here in map 2, we have household income. Again, purple is the below the 185%. And they're pulling here, you see from 2015 is the number that they're pulling from there. Vehicle availability, again, 3rd. So you kind of see as this is going along, you're seeing a lot of stuff here in this section of the city, the center of the city. And I'll try to pull up a map here and show you where we're at in the city. And then you have distance to a supermarket. This is fascinating. The distance to a supermarket is a quarter mile or less. So again, all of the purple area is showing you where there is an issue. And then, so this is all of those 4 maps with those 4 criteria go together, and they're going to give you this final kind of report. It's kind of a heat map showing the greatest need for food. So here on this map, let me move over to a pen. We are located in this, we're focused in on this neighborhood right here. And the Compassion Center is located right there, almost in the center. Right north of us, you see that are some of the hardest hit areas there in the north. And so we've been able to take food and push it both this direction, and this direction. And what we have is a lot of families are moving from north. Like if you go and talk to people who are in our line, a lot of people are coming from those directions over to the Compassion Center. And so what we've been able to do over the last 4 months or so is been able to partner with other ministries that are also serving food out of these particular neighborhoods over here. We have Jeremiah's Tabernacle here with Pastor Durham. He's literally taken a convenience store and turned it into a church building. We'll drop food there on a Friday night. And his neighborhood is serving a predominantly Black neighborhood. And he's doing an awesome work that's up there. We've got Pete, who's working. He works full-time over at the Helping Up Mission, but his church is right over in this area here. So all that to say, when it comes to food access in Baltimore, there is a massive need. Imagine if we go back to this map here, distance to a supermarket. You know, we easily take for granted how easy it is to get over to a grocery store. But if you don't own a car and the grocery store is over a quarter mile away, then it's difficult to feed your family healthy food. The only other thing I'll say really quickly is that early on, I'm probably going to have a hard time finding it, but early on in this report, this was 2018. So this is pre-COVID. Okay. So here what you see is, you've got supermarkets, which are able to receive, SNAP, right? And WIC. SNAP and WIC, those are your, federally funded food stamps and that kind of thing. When COVID hit, you had a lot of these convenience stores right here who could receive SNAP and WIC. You see this number right here. Those convenience stores took PPP money and took small business money and converted their business over to be classified as a restaurant just to survive. They're like corner stores. Basically, they're almost like the bottom floor of a house. And you go in there and it's smaller than the normal 7-Eleven, but it serves a very vital role in that little neighborhood where people can't move around. Well, now that we're coming out of COVID, those little convenience stores, by classifying themselves as restaurants, they don't qualify to receive SNAP or WIC. And so there's basically the numbers are a whole lot worse when it comes to accessing food in these little neighborhoods, because a lot of these neighborhoods, people are on fixed income. They have food stamps or the little cards, the EBT cards that they're using, and they don't have anywhere near them where they can turn those in. So food's an issue, as it is in any city. And so we're trying to play this role in our city, give away free food in Jesus' name. And so that's kind of where things are at. We are hoping here, we're hoping to be able to purchase this truck here once we get into December. Beginning to hear word back from some of our bigger partners that we've put requests out to. And every dollar helps. We appreciate those that the individuals that are giving, the churches that have given. It's been amazing. And I think we'll leave it there. I won't be back here tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have an awesome celebration with your family. Our church family, we love you. Thank you for being so generous. And I'm excited to see you all. We're going to get into Hebrews chapter 2 on Sunday, and that'll be fun. But keep praying. Keep sharing these updates with your friends and family. And if you can give, we're so grateful for you. God bless you. Have a great Thanksgiving.